Hi everyone, I'm Padmalaya. Welcome to Mariposa Mandalas. Today I'm doing another episode of Journaling with Art, which is part of a series I'm doing about ideas you can use to use art in journaling, and in particular, these circle designs called mandalas. I really like them because they are very centering, grounding, integrating, and holistic because they represent us being whole. So I'm doing different topics, and today's topic is gratitude. Gratitude, I used to think things like gratitude and affirmations were sort of trite, but I have been practicing focusing on gratitude, especially lately. I know it kind of comes and goes, and I find this to be really helpful. Many coaches and spiritual guru people recommend gratitude, and I think it really does help, especially if you're struggling with seeing the negatives in life. It really helps to shift your brain to look at the positive things and to have appreciation. So that's why I chose this one today. And you can really do this every day. You can do the same topics. You can do different topics every day. And it really never grows old. That's what I also like about this topic. We can be grateful every day for a minimum of one thing, but hopefully more. The topic I decided to do for myself is to be grateful for summertime. I live in Cleveland, Ohio, United States of America, and it is pretty cold here and a bit rough in the middle of the winter. And right now it's summertime. We just had the summer solstice, and it's really beautiful and wonderful this time of year. I'm really enjoying summer more and more every year of my life. And so that's what I want to be grateful for today. And I got started here with my outline frame that I like to do, and I put a little decoration on there. And these are just ideas. When you do your project, do it however it feels right for you. And so I got my circle going, and what I'm going to represent here is the sun, because that's an important part of summer. And I'm going to show a design pattern that I actually like to use often, which is basically like an 8 pattern. So what I do is you just go, I'm going to make my rays of the sun, so straight to the top and straight to the bottom. So I start with a pattern of 4, and then straight to each side. And then if you just visualize the center of each space, each segment, and go, and if you can also imagine that if you go all the way across like this, that it works out like that. But again, as I'm always saying, don't worry about being perfect. But this just gives you a little guidance on an idea you can use and a way to visualize it. So if I think right here, I want to go to the middle, you can actually even make a little dot there, if that helps. And start from the center and go outward. And that is symbolic of starting from our centers and extending ourselves out into the world. But our center and our core is very important. So let's see, I can do the little dot, see how it lines up with the opposite side, but not worrying about being perfect. And there's my sun. I'm going to add a little more bright yellow to the inside. So just do your decoration again, like what feels right for you. And you can really do these very quickly. I'm not even going to try to fill this in all the way right now. And just to represent your feelings, your thoughts, your concept. So again, I'm representing gratitude, and this is symbolic. Although I feel like when you go fast, it gives it energy, which can be nice. So I also want to represent something else I like about springtime, which is flowers. So I'm just gonna do a very simplistic flower. I did 5 there. Sometimes I do patterns. I'll do 6 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll alternate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just sort of a fun little game that I do sometimes with my designs. So on this one, I'll go 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I didn't do that one very well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, not perfect at all. Sometimes when I do my real artwork, I get a bit perfectionistic about it. So it's fun to just goof around and let go, let loose with these kinds of designs, because these are just basically for your journal. And also I'm doing this large so you can see it, but you can do these any size. I also use a small journal, and you can use colored pencils, pen, pencil, whatever works for you. But I really love these markers. They're called Crayola Super Tips. And I also have these other little, these are called Pipsqueaks or something like that. So I've got the brightness here. I like how that's coming along. I want to add, you know what, I got this darker pink. I'm just gonna, sometimes I like to just do something to make it visually look nice to me. And sometimes I'm doing something to really make it specifically symbolic. So, like always, do what works for you. I'm gonna add a little bit more green because I have some darker green, but when I think of summer, of course, I think of the greenery here in Cleveland. It's a very green place. The leaves come out on the trees in the summer, and that's a very distinguishing feature of this part of the world in the summer. So I'm just gonna do some squiggly design to represent that. If I had a lot of time, or I felt like it, I might make little leaves in a pattern or something. But this is just fun to just make these squiggles. And actually they sort of play off these other little squiggles. And then I'm also going to represent the sky. We have a more blue sky more often here. We do still get some clouds, but in the winter here we get a lot of snow. So it's really nice to see the beautiful blue sky. So I think I'm just gonna do something a little bit similar here. I don't know how this is gonna go. Just gonna represent some blue in there. I guess kind of outline my sun and add a little of this squiggly just to represent blue sky. So what I want you to really take away, again, I'm going to keep saying this over and over, make it your own. When you do gratitude, do your gratitude, what's in your heart. When you do your drawing, your design, do how you feel like. I do recommend starting from the center and making it go out from the center in some manner. The center is definitely important. And I recommend keeping it positive. Of course, if we're doing gratitude, it would be. I'm just an advocate of, being positive. I think it helps our brains be focused that way and develop that way, which really helps us for the short term and the long term, to really train ourselves to look at the positive. I heard something recently that I'm not sure if this is scientifically accurate. Maybe somebody can comment if they know, that we're actually wired and programmed to notice the negative in our environment as a survival technique or survival tactic, our instincts. So we really have to train and teach ourselves and focus, put effort into seeing the positive. And this will make us have an easier time feeling happy and content and peaceful. So it's a discipline to develop a habit to be grateful for ordinary things and special things and anything and everything each day and throughout the day, and share this with others. With your drawings, if you feel like sharing it, definitely share. If you like to keep your drawing private, definitely keep it private. However, it brings the concept to your mind. So maybe you want to share verbally with somebody, you know, I'm really grateful for this wonderful weather we're having, or whatever it is you're grateful for. So you can expand it in that way. Which reminds me, the other important thing about doing your journaling with art, which I recommend, again, for the sake of our brains, to integrate left brain, right brain, is to put some words on there. I already wrote gratitude, and I also like to put the date. So it is June 2022, and I'm going to write, I'm just going to call this summertime. And I'm going to put, so just put a little phrase or words of what thoughts are in your mind about what you drew. So for me, I'm going to put warmth. It's a little hard to get in here. And cheerful. And, you know, another thing that I'm thinking about is that it feels like a relief. Summer feels like such a relief feeling after the winter. And spring has been wonderful too, but summer definitely feels like a relief. Your handwriting can be messy, but you might want to make sure you can read it. And so that is my representation of a gratitude with this 8-point design with the center, and then, like I said, the straight up and down, straight across, and then the diagonals going. It's a really easy way to start a nice design. And this is a series I did, like I said, so there are some other videos about journaling with art, and I welcome you to check those out on my channel, and of course to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in more. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.